Hi, everyone. Welcome to the ByteSized podcast, ep.2. Today, I'm joined here by my friends, Allison and Karen, and today we're going to be talking about case comps. So, do you guys want to give a quick intro?
Hi everyone, I'm Allison. I'm currently a third year studying math and data science here at UBC.
Hello everyone, I'm Karen and I'm also a third year studying psychology and data science.
Now that it's like November, how do you guys feel about your courses? How are midterms going? How have life been? I feel like this time of the year, it's always like the worst.
Yeah, definitely. It's always when every single midterm happens. Yeah, how many midterms do you have?
I in total, I think I had like 10 midterms.
It's actually crazy.
I have 2 more.
Time for the coffee. Guys, I need to put you guys on. This is called a mocha pot. It's an Italian coffee machine, but it's so easy and so cheap. The problem is though, it only makes one serving, so we're all getting a splash of coffee. I wish I had candy canes or something.
Christmas?
Yeah, and then we could make peppermint mochas. Cheers, guys.
So hot.
See, it's salty.
No, that's what I was gonna say.
It tastes like Lay's.
I was like, wait, why was it salty?
It's kind of fire.
Oh, Starbucks now is serving their winter menu, and I had a peppermint mocha yesterday, and it was really fire. It actually made me start tweaking though, because the amount of sugar and caffeine. Oh my god, but it was so good. And also another thing from Starbucks that makes me tweak so much is the cranberry bliss bar. There's white chocolate, cranberries, and cream cheese frosting. It's so good, but genuinely it's like crumble cookie. It's so good. I want to try to make a healthier version that doesn't make me die. Thank you, Moira, for the Tims.
Thank you, Wits.
Thank you, Wits.
Thank you for supporting us.
Now on to case competitions. Maybe we can talk about which case competitions you guys have done.
Well, I've actually only done one, and it was with Amy actually in March, and one of our other friends. It's also with WIDS. It was the WIDS and SAP case competition.
I've done a few in first and second, beginning of second year. I did the CPA BC one. Did not win, but I did do it. And then I also did the junior development program thing, which is a kind of a 1 month boot camp. You do multiple cases throughout, and then you have a final competition. Shout out to JDC West Solder.
For any of the viewers who've never done a case competition, could you tell us a little bit more about them?
It's basically when you have a team that you work with and you're given a time range to basically solve some real world issue that you're given, usually by a company. Yeah, and so you basically just do research, analyze data, and come up with some solution to whatever problem you're given.
It's kind of what you think consulting is, or someone coming to you with a general problem, and you just find recommendations to give them, and then you talk about why it's feasible. So yeah, I would say look into either closed or open case comps, because they're very different, depending, because closed is basically they give you the information and then that's all you get, and then open is they give you you can use Google and outside resources.
What would you say would be the most valuable thing you've gotten out of case competitions, and why you initially joined them?
Definitely join case competitions if you can. I think it really helped me bridge my academic studies and what I know to the real world. So really applying what I learned in the classroom, whether that's data science or just research. I think using that on an actual problem given to you by a real company, so you're just putting yourself out there. I think that's really important, just to see what the industry is like and how you can contribute to it.
And I to add on that, it's kind of experience where you can put on your resume, especially if you win it. Even if you don't, you can talk about how you did the financial model, or how you built the amount of slides in a limited amount of time. So I think it's really good, and also collaborative skills. So yeah, it's definitely something that you can do where it's like extracurricular and it's like set project on your resume.
How did you guys prepare then?
Research, definitely research about the company, about like their trends, or definitely really understanding what they're giving you. So the resources they give you, or like the problem statement, knowing like what they're trying to ask you, and then coming up with a solution that is both feasible and also creative. So I think it really does train your creative and critical thinking skills. So I think to prepare, definitely just understand the case package and the problem statement and do your research.
Yeah, I would say like learning about frameworks is really good too because it's like very easy to apply. And I guess like, oh, also like prepare your networking skills. They always the panelists, yeah, networking is amazing.
Make sure you like know the data really well and like why you did certain models on the data, because they will like judges will ask you like questions, and being able to successfully answer it in a way that is clear and intuitive for the judges is super important, because it really like makes or breaks your presentation and overall solution. It shows judges like you understand what's going on too. On to presentations now. What would you say is like the most important thing to focus on during the presentation?
I think other than, of course, every team, like the basics is probably just like the rec codes, the implementation. And so like if you think everyone's gonna, if the case is given as like really specific and you think everyone's gonna give like pretty much a similar idea, then I think storytelling is really important, like the way you present it. Because in the end, you are presenting to a bunch of people who are like yeah, they're panelists and they work for all these companies, but in the end they're still people, you know, and you want to build that connection with them. So I think that's really what makes or break, and having like really really good slides, like having a good slide like actually changes. It's like it could be the decision, like what is it, the decision factor. Yeah, right, yeah, but yeah,
Definitely like even if you don't know what you're talking about, act like you know what you're talking about.
Confidence
is key. Fake it till you make it. If you actually don't understand, but definitely try to understand everything you're talking about. So being able to provide evidence or like research, data, graphs, visualization with whatever you present. So like your solutions, I think that's really important. So then the judges can really visualize your process and see how you got your conclusion. And I think also it shows your ability, your technical abilities, and also your creative abilities.
I also think the questions, like answering the questions is also very important. Like if you don't know how to answer it, I like people, I don't know, there's like a mixed opinion on this, but it's always good to like, if you really don't know the answer, then just say like, oh, I have not really thought about this, but this is how we're planning to like mitigate the risk that you're talking about.
I think another thing would be case competitions is like a place for you to not only show your technical skills but also your creative solutions. And I remember one thing that we did that I was really proud of was how we created a prototype to demonstrate that solution. And I think that's what really like set us apart and like made everything more interactive for like not only the audience, us, but also the judges, and show them like what our vision was. I remember you like did research into like because we had customer churn in general. And like I remember you like did research on like competitors and like the whole concept itself, and like try to like relate that within our solution, which is really cool.
I think definitely doing extra research beyond the company that presents you the problem is also important, like competitor analysis. I think that's very important, just so you can see what solutions have been presented and what has not. Yeah.
Was this your guys' first case comp?
Yeah, it was my first.
So don't be afraid. Like go with your friends and have fun.
Yeah, honestly,
that's like the main thing. It's really rewarding like afterwards, even though like I would say during it is super stressful and you're like, I never want to do it again. But then afterwards it's like, wow, I can't believe I just did that. And then you go back and look at your slides, you're like, it's kind of good.
Very spontaneous too.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't like we were like, oh, we're gonna do this case competition. It just like happened. Yeah. So definitely be open-minded and go for any opportunity you can.
I feel like it's like such a unique opportunity for like if you're in university.
Also, you get to see like the other teams and what they do. I think that was also really interesting, like seeing how other people approach the problem and what they did to solve it.
So
yeah,
true.
definitely.
Last question for anyone who like this is like their first case comp. and they don't have any like or not much technical skills, what would you say are like the resources that you found the most helpful to like preparing?
When I did my first case comp, I was studying like for computer science, so I wasn't like, I didn't know any of the frameworks, any terminology, but what I did really like was like the visuals. So I was pretty good at slide building, and so what I did was just like I looked up past competitions, and I just like looked at how people like format their slides, or like the key components of like the headers, I guess. So that was like one way I was really able to like contribute, even though I didn't have like the bit or like the most technical background. But yeah, and I also did some mock-ups for them.
I think if you don't have any technical abilities to contribute, like I really didn't because I haven't taken any data science class yet, but you can definitely contribute in other ways. So by doing research, really understanding like what you're researching about, what you're presenting. So I think to prepare, you can definitely watch videos on previous case competitions, or just look at past like winning case competitions and see how they structure their presentation, what research they did, what analysis they did. So I think really looking at past competition is the key, and watching YouTube videos on how you can analyze your data or how you should structure your research. I think that's just really important. So there's a lot of resources. The internet is a great resource.
You're working with a group too, so you don't have to be like cracked in every single aspect. Like I have to be so good at presenting, I have to be so good at like data analytics and everything. Like you have a team to work with, and that's like the beauty of it. Like everyone has their strengths and everyone has their part to give within the competition. But for me, like at the time, I had like my basic knowledge of like data visualization and data analytics. I will say that like being comfortable in either like Python or R, and by comfortable I mean like you can write some code, like you know how like most of it works, and like you're able to like see the code and understand it. I definitely used YouTube as like one of my biggest resources. Kaggle like has a lot of data sets, and they have like competitions on there as well, and there are people on YouTube who will walk through how to visualize a data set and on Kaggle, and find one that like kind of relates to your problem and your issue, and watch it and then apply it to your data set. And honestly, that in itself is already a learning journey. Yeah. It was for me.
You can say you know Python after.
Yeah, and you can be like, I know Python, I know R.
Yeah. I think also to look for slides, you can definitely go on DevPost. Like there's so many there. There's so many. And like if you're not good at anything, let's say like you're really like, oh my god, I can't, just be good at public speaking. Like be the person to do the intro, be the person to grab like the audience's attention. I think like that goes
do a cartwheel before.
Like there was a team like that did like a whole intro. Like they were like, you know those K-pop intros, like we are. Like, they did like a whole thing, and it was like it was so good. They got second. It was so good.
No way.
Yeah, it was so like attention grabbing. I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, I think that's why like case competitions are great. You can really be creative and like push yourself outside your comfort zone in every single way. Thank you guys so much for coming on the ByteSized podcast. Your advice and insights have been so helpful, and I hope that whoever's watching is like so motivated to come to our case competition. Once you're preparing, once you are like getting things down, I wish you the best of luck. Hope you guys all win. Yeah, just know like whatever happens, it'll be such a good time. You'll learn so much, and we'll see you there. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Happy November.
Happy November.
So far.